Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Synautic Drift. We have our lovely cast here before you once more, about to venture back into the world of Zodiac with its tenuous peace and mysteries. But before we begin tonight, we'd actually like to give a shout out to all of you watching and wish you all a happy new year as we enter into 2021. It really is lovely to have all of you watching and being part of this awesome community. We really appreciate your viewership and interacting with all of us here tonight and on social media and in the middle of all of our sessions. We love each and every one of you, and we truly, truly appreciate that you're helping us put on this show and keep it going. Your support means a lot. And speaking of support, if you do want us to give us a little bit of thanks or help fund more shows like this in the future, please send us some bits. We all get support directly from your bits, and you'll be able to give the players some benefits to use in-game. Maybe you can give your favorite character an extra little push they need to succeed and make that moment of just ever so barely passing a deadly check that much sweeter and a bit more personal. Of course, you can also choose to side with me if you want, and you can donate some bits and give my nefarious monsters a bit of an extra edge against our heroes here. If you just want to see things be made that bit much more deadlier and get them right to the brink of wondering if they need to roll up someone new, you can please see the tip bar link below the stream for the specifics behind all of that. But let's do a little recap, since it's been a few weeks thanks to holidays and other such things that interfered with being able to run our last session. So on the last episode of Synautic Drift, our party finally gathered as a whole, meeting in a small grove within the woods near the hamlet of Huen. Collier had just discovered a stone mask of some sort, which was quickly revealed to in fact be affected by the flesh to stone spell. Greedy greeted the crew and joined in trying to unravel the mysteries that were afoot. After some impressive survival skills, the group did manage to find a set of tracks that led deeper into the woods, and upon getting closer to wherever their destination was leading them to, a herd of aggressive and seemingly misplaced animals came into the woods. And thanks to some stealthing and a lot of magical distracting and running, the party did manage to move past this group of animals and continue deeper into the forest. As they moved through some thick bushes and other natural impediments, they found a cave near a small lake. Within that cave, they found a group of people who seemed to be involved in the entire scheme. With some clever wordplay, our heroes did manage to avoid to be put into too terrible of a scenario, as the group seemed to be rather agitated that they had been found out. But, unfortunately, they still came to a clash with the group. After they knocked out the seeming leader of the area and took out the basilisk they had with them, the remaining people surrendered. And just as we left off, the few conscious members of the enemies had mentioned something about it being too late for the group. And so, as you all are still tying up to them, the couple of members of this group within this cave seem not even so much defeated as they are just generally sort of displeased by the entire state of things, and not even for the personal level of having been judo thrown down to the ground by a goblin. But they do seem to be in general low spirits, and they seem deflated by the entire outcome of this scenario. As one of them speaks up and says, "All right, so what is it that will be happening to us then?"
Well, the townspeople will be looking for someone to blame, and that would be you.
I'd say you're going to jail. I think, is jail a good place for them to go? Should we take them to jail?
Yes, jail would be the proper place.
Okay, you're going to jail.
This is why you don't ask questions you don't really want the answers to.
Well, it is easier to anticipate and deal with things to know them ahead of time. I am not one of those who wish to be surprised by life.
Well, we came out here and surprised you pretty good, didn't we?
I mean, is it really any surprise that you're going to jail?
There are other things you could have done if you so desired.
Nuh-uh.
Not like that.
I mean, we can't exactly kill you.
Oh no, we certainly can, but
Oh no, yeah.
Oh, we so could.
Yes.
We can.
Oh,
We
so
could. And we
but
can.
we're not. But we're not.
But we're not going to.
Yeah, well, but better than that. You
Yeah,
did
sure.
sick the basilisk on us, though.
Right, Colin's gonna like kick the basilisk body and just be like, yeah.
a little personally injured and damaging the giant snake, but that's fine. I'm just gonna let it slide off the shoulders. Rosalba just kind of looks away.
So, guys, huddle up. Huddle up.
I motioned for a huddle.
Leon kind of like fully squats down.
Because you're
I
so
think he was speaking to the. No, us? Oh,
I don't think he wants to huddle with the people that were done tying up. And
no,
they're
but
gonna kind of go over.
huddle as in gather around so we can.
Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so, I've got a question. How are we gonna get all these people back along with the stone people in the other room?
Oh, I did have an idea for that.
Ooh, what was your idea?
Okay.
I would like to peek back at the people and make sure they're still tied up.
Yeah, no,
Can I do it for this?
They're very clearly still tied up, but
Okay.
as they're looking rather deflated, all the like more like their egos have been hurt more than anything else.
So I'm going to use Druidcraft to make a miniature version of what I want to do. But I
Oh,
take a bunch
yeah.
of sticks and I like Druidcraft make a bunch of vines that like wrap around them and form into like a sphere. And then I just kind of like roll the sphere across my hand.
I completely forgot that your plan was to make a
Yeah.
Katamari ball
Like,
out
well,
of
we could do this, but on a larger level.
I think it
Will,
would be best
will
if
the
we just.
statues be okay?
I mean, they'd be surrounded by vines.
Fair.
Why don't we just send the villagers back to go pick up their own people, and we
Oh, yeah.
deal with the living?
Well, we did see those strange creatures and bugs and, you know, other gross things here. I don't know if I'd be comfortable sending off, you know, that mother we met earlier into the
Well, I
thick of it.
didn't mean the mother necessarily, but they do have capable people,
Gods.
presumably.
Yeah, but
Well-
wasn't there? Okay, wasn't there something that like ran their way? Do we need to like hurry back? Was that like a thing that we need to
Was
do?
there a thing?
Oh no, you mean when these guys and call like gestures to the group of them? You mean when these guys said that we were already late and then didn't explain why?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, could you do some explaining about that actually?
I go over to one of the ones that's tied up and start like kicking at him.
All right.
Interrogation, folks.
Yeah, so the one that you go over to just kind of scoffs and just sort of like clicks their tongue, and they say, "Well, if I'm going to be quite frank, defeat is bad enough already. I'd rather not share more than my companion already has let loose."
Literally, what else do you have left to lose? You're tied up in a cave. You're going to jail.
My word, I like to stick by it as much as I can.
Hold on, I'm gonna go over to that guy. Okay, you.
Mhm.
I kick at him.
As
Can you give me anything? Anything, please.
well, if I'm to be frank, we were not all given quite the same information as one another. But I do know that we were meant to kidnap some people and, petrify them as you saw and keep them for some reason. I knew we were meant to take them somewhere in the coming days, but I was not privy to all of the information. Fumiko.
Do you have any more? Are there any more people you planning on napping up?
Not for the time being, no. Not that I'm aware of. Fumiko was the one who was running everything here.
Well, she's kind of, knocked the hell out.
I would like to check
so-
that person's body for any information and or notes from their higher ups.
Check the leader, basically.
Scoochies.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and make me an investigation check,
Investigation.
please.
Is this check? Do I want to leave this to roll 20 dying rolling for me, or do I just want to do it myself? That's the question right now.
It hasn't been treating me well.
You said investigation.
Yes, please.
What could go wrong? I say.
So
I don't even have it up yet. I don't know what I rolled.
It's
Hey.
15.
15. Okay. Let's see here. So, you do find what looks to be like a sheet ripped out of a journal or a book of some sort, tucked on the inside of like her leather armor she was wearing over herself. There's like a little sewn in pouch that was put in there that you wouldn't even be able to see if you're not actually wearing the armor physically, essentially. And it mentions that off to the east there is a boat that they are meant to, or that they're supposed to meet at.
Huh. And they are knocked out, yes, but are they restrained at all?
I presumed you guys were gonna just tie up every one of them.
Yeah, we're just gonna type it, but I just wanted to make sure that way I didn't say we did and then we didn't. Okay. And it just says that in the east we are to meet a boat. There's nothing about passwords or anything like that.
No, there are no more specifics than that on this piece of paper.
Is she wearing jewelry or anything like that? Anything that stands out?
That you're just gonna jack her jewelry?
I'm not gonna jack her jewelry for nefarious purposes.
All right. So as you look over this person, they're not really wearing anything that seems to stand out much to you, as best you can tell. Their armor is very, utilitarian focused. That they are wearing only the essentials to keep themselves safe, and not much more beyond that. I mean, there's nothing that stands out, I should say. They're simple earrings that she is wearing, and an undercoat beneath her armor, and her scabbards, but just wearing some simple boots. Nothing that really stands out on her.
All right, I would like to take her weapons and keep them for later, and then turn to my group so I can tell them what my plan is. After we get the people there to the village, these guys, and it's kind of like a group huddle thing again, where I gather them so that they can't overhear.
Huddle, let's go.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna disguise myself as her. If you could do that stick thing again, but make statues, we can just pretend to deliver them and see what's going on.
All right.
Ooh, the old
The old switcheroo. Now we just have to figure out which one of these guys is gonna play my sidekick.
I'd say the one that I did the judo move on is the weakest in pride right now. He could use a little bit of a boost.
I would like to turn back to the guys who are tied up. Which one of you thinks she'll do the worst in jail? Be honest with yourself.
The one that Alivor did manage to trip up, kind of spits down the ground and says, "Pretty sure it'll be Chalice over there."
If that's what their head does, it tilts to the side and they smile and they're like, "Oh, is it?"
And the other one says, well, I mean, that is why I am already trying to give you what information I can. I don't really have a lot, unfortunately, but it's not ideal.
Why did you do this?
There was just not many options for me. The pay was going to be more than I had had in months.
How much?
And he, like, everything can be 20 gold for what amounted to not very much work.
All right. You'll do. Then they just like leave it at that, like no explanation, but they just go, "You'll do," and then they turn to go back to the group. If anybody else wants to do anything, you can. I didn't know.
You think I'd be able to search the guy I, chucked?
Sure, go ahead. Also make me an investigation check.
Oh boy. Let's see how this goes. Oh. That's a 10.
You know what? That's not terrible, all things considered. So this person is still like kind of like moving around as you're checking them out, like kind of make it more difficult for you to be able to look over what they have on their person. And as you are doing so, you are able to grab their coin purse off of them, and you can verify that they are currently carrying about 10 gold pieces in their money bag right now.
Ooh, let's call this a payment, a tax, you will, for the work you gave us.
It's like,
All right, boy.
Alivor.
What, you want some?
No, I don't want some. The people literally just.
Okay, cool. Then I can keep it.
Not my circus, not my monkeys.
Boop. Add 10 gold.
all right. And at this point, Beetle does speak up and says, whatever you are planning to do with them, Kalia, we can get everything done as we head over. I don't know if there's much else in here. Those statues of those people are pretty dang heavy. I don't know how easy it would be for us to move them. So if there is something happening at Juan, I think it would be best for us to go there and to make sure that the people are safe. We do not want any more incidents.
Yes, but I do think that keeping the statues here in a location that these people know of may not be the wisest course of action. They clearly have some use for these statues after just turning them into for these people after just turning them into stone. If we keep them here, they will. If we leave them here to go return to the village, they may return before we have the chance to and move these statues before we can.
Well, that implies that somebody has to stay, because moving them is not going to help the people who are still moving and alive. And right now, they're a little bit more important than the statues. There won't be anybody to mourn them if they're not there anymore.
The worry I have is that the tunnel leading there is a bit small. Getting them through is going to be a bit tough. Rosalba, you seem smart. Do you have any ideas on that?
Seem? Well, they are stone. Unfixable, presumably. I think, assuming this chamber is all cleared out, it might be a fitting grave of a sort.
Let's hope it's not. But it's the best they're gonna get for now.
Well, who knows? Maybe these guys could maybe earn a little bit less of a sentence if they give in to the manual labor of bringing them back. But not now. If we're leaving, we should go. Does the paper have a time they were supposed to meet them on that ship?
It just says tomorrow.
It just says tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. The date. Yeah, the tomorrow's date essentially.
Yeah, we have until tomorrow, and we're losing daylight, and there are angry animals outside. I can only shine so much for so long.
Right. So, are we heading back to Wen then?
I think that's the best course of action. Get Gertie some rest. He got a bit roughed up.
Oh no, Alevor, I am all right.
All right, Grandpa, let's get you back to the nursing home.
Right. All right.
That's fun, Grandpa. Now go watch Jeopardy.
No, not Jeopardy.
We had a long walk today. Are we taking these living, still non-stone guys with us?
They're definitely
Yeah.
coming with us.
Great. We got our scapegoats.
There we go. All right. And a 1 and a 2, and all of you stand up with your knees.
And so they do, other than the two unconscious ones, of course.
We just weekend at Bernie's, the 2 unconscious ones.
Is there a cart? Is there a cart outside?
You didn't come with anything like that.
There is not a cart, no.
Okay.
So you'll probably have to tag team carry a couple of them.
I was about to say, Kyle is pretty strong. I'm pretty sure I could just sack a flower both of them.
Oh wait, I was gonna say I could wild
If there's
shape into...
danger, I will drop them. I'm not concerned.
I was gonna say I could probably like wild shape into an ox or something and just carry
That'd be
him.
awesome.
Yeah, I think I've got like one more wild shape in me, so I will
If
wild
you have
shape.
one, and you're fine using it for this.
Yeah,
We'll get a rest.
we should be resting after this, so I'm
Alright, then.
cool with spending the
Seems like we are all
resources.
ready.
Vesuvius is like, psych, there's gonna be 10 more fights after this. You use up all.
Yeah.
I was kidding about the tomorrow thing. It's right now.
Tomorrow is just a suggestion. It's actually midnight. Too bad.
Yeah, but I'm good to go, so.
Okay. So Liang transforms into an ox to help carry the 2 unconscious ones as you hold the other 2 and kind of, gracefully push them along with you back to the hamlet. And as you all do return, let's switch back to the map so we're not just staring into this cave.
Okay. There we go.
As you all return to the hamlet, by the time you reach there again, it is pretty dark. Night has fallen, as you guys noticed, even as you were all going through the forest, that it was getting to be a rather later into the evening. And as best you can tell, the village is pretty calm for the time being. It seems that most of the people here maybe turn in early for the night, as you don't see anyone milling about the hamlet at this time. And you do know that you were expected, or like they had prepared for you all to stay at Giaron's house for the night.
And that was the orc boy?
That was the gift that welcomed you into the village.
Oh.
Okay.
As we
Remember Ren and PCs.
as we walk in and like the town comes into sight, Liang says nothing because he's an ox.
He makes an ox noise, whatever that
Makes an
is.
ox noise, which if anyone can speak ox, they could translate it.
You just have there just like
Oh, cool. That's one of my extra languages.
It's like
Right.
Oregon Trail proficiency.
Yeah.
Please let me get dysentery and die.
Oh, you beat me to it.
Just put me out of my
Listen, you have a-
misery.
Just get me out of here.
Zaba's
Speed
like, I've
run.
had enough with this party.
We're just gonna have a speed run. It's fine.
We're
Jump
gonna
over
ford the river.
Jump over the river.
Just ford the ocean.
The whole thing.
All right. So shall I presume that you all be heading to Giaron's house then, or have any other stops you want to make first?
Not stops, but I do, after everybody else does the thing, I do want to speak to the one that I said that I was going to be using as a sidekick for my plan.
Okay, so you can go ahead and speak
You
to them.
still gotta agree to that.
Yes, I mean, you have them walking along, well, kind of like in front of you to make sure they don't try anything funny as you're walking along.
All right. So it's kind of like while they're walking, he's like the leg. You agree? Okay. Never mind. It's kind of like I just sort of like tug. He's the last one. I'll just say like for talk purposes, he's like the very last one.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to speak loud enough so that the person in front of him hears me. Kind of a thing.
Okay.
And it's like 20 gold. That's how much you said, right?
Yes, 20 gold was the price.
That is about what I normally pay people who give me information.
All right.
I feel like that is a much better job to have on a regular basis than whatever this is.
So, are you saying you're trying to hire me?
Yes. And anybody else? See, if I hire you, that means that you have a new employer, somebody to protect you from simple things like being in prison for desperate reasons. All you have to do is be worth it. I'm not asking you to kidnap anybody. I'm not asking you to turn anyone into stone. I just need your secrets.
All right, so what do you think that I can offer?
So everybody wasn't given the same information, but I have to go somewhere. We have to go somewhere. So what were your plans? What did you have to do if we failed? How did this go?
I am not sure what Fumiko would have decided to do with all of you, but I presume put you before the basilisk or the same. Extra bodies were not a bad thing, I would not presume. But we were set to have a meeting with some people is about all I really got from any of our conversations. Overheard, I was never really part of them. We were supposed to hand over, they refer to the statues as merchandise of sorts, or a trade, something, a good, perhaps. I'm not quite sure, but they weren't.
But as he's talking, what's the guy in front of him doing? Like, how is he reacting to him telling you this information? Is he like, haha, you're saying the wrong thing? Or is it more like, could I do an insight check to kind of see how he's reacting to this?
Go right ahead.
This leaking of information.
I think that is very reasonable.
Haha. That's my character sheet. And we're going to do insight. Don't be mean.
It was mean.
Was it mean?
It was.
Wait, this is why I don't. Ah!
Yeah. All you really see is the other person in front, kind of like looking back, with a side, like kind of like the side of their face looking back at you, and as you look towards them, they just turn back towards where you were all walking.
Okay, so sorry.
Oh,
my headphones went out, and my speakers are for some reason decided to become a microphone. I did not hear the last thing he said.
Gotcha. So they were just like looking back at you, like talking. And then when you looked towards the other person, they just turned forward again.
And I'll never know. I'm gonna do roll. Using my dice from now on. This rolling can suck eggs.
Gonna use that kind of foul language. That was hilarious.
Anyway.
Yeah, so the person keeps speaking, says we are supposed to give them a way of sorts, and that was the end as far as I know, but I am not sure as to the specifics of how we were supposed to hand them over. They're very heavy.
Well, as we already know, that apparently turning people into stone doesn't work. And I'm gonna say it like it comes off as if I'm upset what he's telling me doesn't match something I know, kind of a deal. So if anything, everybody else in their row of people think I'm just not, and never mind. Well, since we already know that apparently it is technically not killing people to turn them into stone, and that's when I start walking past everyone else, just like nonchalantly moving and like playing with my hair. Please remember, I have a vial of basilisk venom, and I'm not against turning all of you into statues myself. And then I'm going to rejoin the front of the party.
Oh wait.
So how'd the application go?
I am muted.
Cool. I wasn't able to see Steve yet.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'll let you guys know that we weren't able to see him just yet.
you are not muted. So the other one, so Leon, do you think you'd be? Oh no, you have them on your back because you're an ox, aren't you? Never mind.
Moo.
Sure.
That seems reasonable. Yeah, I don't see why not. As you all enter in to the rest proper village area of it, rather than being on the outskirts of it, you do not see anyone moving about. People are all in their homes, as best you can tell. And as you are approaching, you do see the area in which the cart was stabled by Gertie, and that is pretty close to where Shiran's home is as well. And as so how are you going about it? Are you going to like actually walk into his house still as an oxen, or anything else?
I think I'm gonna get to the front of the house, kind of just like, and shake them off, and then just like take a couple steps forward and transform back into Furball.
Okay, you just kind of like they kind of like groan. It's not enough to like wake them up, but they like let loose, like but they could sense that they were dropped off at the very least.
Well, I'm gonna check the knots, make sure everything's still tight and secure.
Okay, you can certainly do that.
Yes.
And
so
yeah, the knots seem fine.
great. Then I'll go in.
All right. So you open up and you see that the house is dimly lit. There seem to be like kind of candles sporadically placed throughout, and like a couple of small torches that actually lead into the hallways of the house. But you don't. Actually, you do see Sharon. He seems to be enjoying a cup of tea as you walk in. He says, "Ah, hello. I see you have brought a few new visitors with you."
Yes, these are the people from the cave that was... We've a lot to talk about. Much to talk about.
I don't think they'd be visitors as much as prisoners.
Captives, maybe?
Well, I guess if we wanted to put it nicely, non-consensual
Floyd.
visitors?
Captives will do fine, I think.
Okay.
Please
Yeah, but-
take your seats.
These were the guys who were up to no good in the cave. We have a lot to tell you, as Rosalba has said.
Right. Well, why don't you bring them in and we'll discuss over a lovely pot of tea. What say
I
you?
don't like
I will go out. I will grab onto the two ropes, and I will begin to drag the unconscious bodies in.
Is this like the leader of the village here? Like, is this guy like the guy in charge that we've been talking to?
Essentially, yes.
Okay. This seems kind of weird. I don't know.
I'd like to point out I
Okay.
have a strength of 6.
Oh, do you need help?
There you
I
go.
told you to let me
1 second.
flower sack them. Why
Sorry.
didn't you?
I have a strength of 7.
Okay, cool.
There you
So
go.
it's slow goings.
Can I help?
You may, if Leon wishes to allow you to help.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's what I was asking.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry. Yeah. No. Leon has absolutely no objections to being aided in this particular endeavor.
Is it a role of any kind? Do I just
No, I mean, you can
say-
easily drag people in. And as you sit down, Sharon says, please just close the door. We wouldn't want any of the other villagers to hear anything uncouth. I presume that Were there remains there, or
Sort
Ye-
of.
In a way, technically.
I don't
there are
think they're
statues.
dead.
You need a cart.
yes, I would imagine there are interesting explanations for how this came about.
Basilisk?
Yeah.
It's-
I suppose that would be the easiest answer.
It's dead now, so nothing to worry about
We-
on that front.
We are figuring out the rest. We just figured we should do this part first. And you should know that
No.
your people are in a hole.
In a hole, so they have been buried then.
No, a stone.
Yeah, no, it's like, you ever tried to chase a fox in its den?
I cannot say I have, but I think I understand the analogy you are going for.
Yeah, it's den full of little kids. But they stone.
Could I insight check him? Does he seem surprised or relieved by any of this information, or is he more like do I get the feeling that he's like concerned we found out? I guess.
Go ahead and make a insight check. Yeah, go right ahead.
Oh baby. Okay, maybe these dice don't hate me. Maybe this system is working. Insight, that is going to be 24.
Oh.
Okay. So as you're looking over him, you see an expression that you have seen you don't know how many times back at your job. This is the expression of someone who is trying to keep a very calm, like kind of understanding expression on his face. But you can tell that Shiran is like gripping his teacup isn't moving by much, but you can see like ever so slightly the tea in his cup is like tipping a little bit, almost as if his hand is shaking. You see he's like very intensely focused on what you're all saying. Like he's given each person who speaks like his full undivided attention, as he seems to be both very concerned, but almost like a bittersweet mixture of like relief that he's finding out any information about what really happened, but also that what you're telling him seems to be worrying for him, that there was a creature that has turned his people to stone, and he's quickly trying to think through ways to potentially handle it. You can tell.
Okay, so good. That's what I'm looking for.
It's certainly all very shocking, but the point of the fact is the creature's dead. We have a lot of them, but the con of it all is it seems to be a much larger plot at hand.
And what makes you say that?
We have a trip tomorrow.
Oh,
Well, I do at least. I thought you were gonna say something else, Rizalba. I'm sorry.
No, I'm gonna assume Collier. We saw the piece of paper.
But yeah,
that
I showed everybody the
yeah.
paper. You guys know, I'm wearing the other lady's swords.
Right.
now.
I just kind of gesture to Collier. We found something.
I have and they're gonna like step up and kind of like, not necessarily show them the paper, but just kind of like hold it up, folded, so that they can like see that they're nothing. I found information that I'm gonna, check out. I have somewhat of a plan. It needs to be ironed out, but we have until tomorrow. But we should be able to find out at least where they plan to take your people, and what their plans were for them, even in this state.
okay.
That way we can
Well,
stop it. At the very least, make sure it doesn't happen here again.
okay.
And I want to give him like a
that just-
comforting kind of like pat on like gesture to his shoulder, and kind of like squeeze it like that. Everything's gonna be okay kind of gesture
Mhm.
to him. It's
Just
like
go flying across the room because
Yeah,
you're
his teeth just
half orc and
explodes.
it's just like
Bam!
there.
like it'll be fine.
Roll to not murder this
Do
man.
do that thing in like cartoons where you like pat him on the shoulder and he just
In the
like,
ground.
sinks into
Slam
the
him to the
ground.
ground.
I would like to non-lethally give him a that'll do.
Non-lethal reassurance. Boy howdy. All right, so you do give him a pat on the back, and Chiron seems you couldn't really tell like super clearly, but like now they're actually touching him, you can feel there's like just massive tension in his shoulder. Like he's been like his shoulder is very stiff as you pat it. As he seems to have been like holding in like the tension as you've all been kind of giving the information to him.
Being in charge is not the most easiest thing. I can understand that to a point. But your people trusted you. You've been doing a decent job. You were smart enough to ask for help.
Yes. I am happy to hear that things are being solved, of course.
Want to know what to tell your people now.
Yes, I will need to ask for some aid, and much as I would like to see justice brought to them, it is probably best that we send others to take them out of our little hamlet, as we do not often eke out any form of justice here. We do have a hoarding area, of course, which we can put them there, have some guards. We have a few trained peoples within the town. We
So
can
your
have
people
them there.
do what they do best and protect each other and keep each other safe now that we found them. And then Cal's gonna like step back, like to with the rest of the group, and we'll do what you hired us to do. Stop everyone from being assholes.
That sounds good. Thank you.
For what it's worth, we don't actually believe they are dead. It will take powerful magics to bring them back, but they should still be in the stones somewhere.
Good.
If
I
it's
will alert the families tomorrow. I suppose for Alasa there's not really anyone to mention to, but they deserve to know at least that much. Everyone should be likely asleep by now. People often go to sleep soon after nightfall. Just a habit, a sort of unspoken agreement between everyone here.
That people go to sleep at night. It's terribly unusual.
That's incredible.
Perhaps earlier. I do not know what time people rest at other places.
People go to sleep. Wow. We've had a long day. I think we might have to go get some of that too.
By all means, your rooms are set up. They are all adjacent to one another. I'm sorry to say that only one of the rooms is a double. If any of you wish to sleep in the same room as each other, we do not often have a large number of guests, but I hope that you will see to the guest rooms is comfortable for you all. And I will go out and have these ones all taken to our holding cells, and we will send a missive to ask for people to bring them back to probably to Morian, or at least so.
Sounds like a plan.
Yes, and I thank you very kindly, and wish you luck on your morrow's journey. But for the time being, I think a little bit of rest would do all of us some good.
Yes, I think so.
All right, and so you guys can all head to your rooms. As you'll see, Chiron, he'll ask Beetal to help keep an eye on the people here, and Beetal agrees to keep an eye on the people you've caught here, while Chiron goes to get the people he has talked about earlier. You can all head into your rooms. Do any of you wish to share a room with another person? There's like separate beds, so basically there's all twin beds.
I'm going to assume Collier just is
I was
like
about
just
to
kind
say,
of
I'm gonna
points
look
the
around and be
way.
like, so we're in this room.
Bunk buddies.
What do you do though? Are you like,
At this point,
Grown.
she's just kind of accepted it and just like, I'm tired, I am wounded, I'm going to bed.
I will be in later.
Besides, she's a lady. She doesn't sleep with
Boys.
goblins.
How dare you? Okay, hold on. I am a lovely little guy.
It's
You have
true.
food, you are.
Oliver's charm
better
is
be-
known throughout the lands and
Better be
bakeries.
chocolates on my pillow, I swear to God.
I believe that Alivor, the last place Alivor would be considered charming is in a bakery. Have you seen him eat?
Thank you. No, you know what? No, in a way, it would be charming. He would be so over enthusiastic about the food that they would feel
I'm like-
really good about their recipe.
I'm like a puppy about to get a treat.
They're
I
they're
like- I-
so happy about everything. So you're like,
Be
well,
like,
it has
"You
to be
really
good if they're
like
eating
the sweet buns?" And I'm like, dude, give me food, an
Dude.
edible item. I'm fine.
All right, so as you all take your rooms, Beetle does kind of come by and like you all know in your rooms that the people have been, put in their holding cells. Just to kind of give you guys a bit of a heads up.
Great. Liang is straight to bed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is what is the name of the guy we just talked to again?
She Aron.
She
Yes.
Aram. Is he gonna be in this place as well? Because I might do some eavesdropping.
Oh yeah, this is literally his house. Yeah. He just
Oh,
has a
boy.
big
Goes
house.
downstairs,
go-
opens up the fridge at 3 a.m. and just stands there eating olives.
Exactly. I'm just gonna sit there and like midnight snack, and maybe if I hear something, I hear something.
This man has opened his home to us.
Yeah,
Hey,
and
you-
he's opened his fridge as well. I assume. But yeah, I'm gonna go do some espionage.
Okay. So I guess go ahead and roll me a stealth check to see like how quiet you are during all
My
this.
favorite. Okay. I've been having rough luck lately.
I
Please.
believe.
That's a 16.
Okay, 16. All right. So you are able to. Are you actually going to head to the kitchen, or are you going to look around the house?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna head to the kitchen. If I hear something, I hear
Okay.
something.
So you head to the kitchen, and you see that this place is mostly full of various ingredients. There is some. There is still some typical like. There's like a basket of rice, uncooked rice, and there are some. There are some fruit as well. There's like some apples and oranges, like things you would typically find off of trees and the like.
I take like too many,
Mhm.
and I start to walk back to my room. But do I hear any voices or anybody on my way back?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay. I'm about to perceive. Eh. That's a 9.
Okay.
One of those was a nat 1 that scared me.
But you didn't get that one.
I didn't. Okay. 9.
Okay. Yeah, you do not. You don't hear anything as you're walking about the house.
Okay. Okay. I'm not gonna steal anything from him. I'm just gonna take the food, which is like, I assume fine. So I guess I'll just head back.
All right, so you can go ahead and head back to your room and sleep for the night.
Hella.
All right. And so you guys can all sleep well for the night. So you guys can take your long rest, reset anything that you need to. Let's see.
Do I also need to roll stealth for my thing? I do not know.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Oop. Oh wait, no. I almost clicked the roller. Using my own dice. I learned my lesson.
Yeah, don't you dare.
I'm not. This is important.
Just 9 total.
Oh, good God.
Ooh, okay. Base 12. Character sheet. Was plus nothing. I rolled a 12.
Okay, let me see here.
For your thing.
All right, so let me double check this. I'm pretty sure it's just. Yep. Okay. All right, so Leong, you hear one of the doors on your side of the house open up as you were sleeping.
Leong gets out of bed very reluctantly and like follows the sound. No
Okay.
stealth, just kind of like I don't even think he's like fully awake. I think he's doing that thing where like you wake up in the middle of the night and you kind of just like the way you move around, you just bounce against walls until you get to where you need to go. He's just kind of doing that.
Shambling.
Yeah. And as you got to follow the noise, you do see Collier is moving about pretty quiet. Looks like they are heading towards. Well, I guess which way is Collier going here?
I mean, they would be going towards where they were holding them.
Okay, sure. So you see Collier heading towards the front of the house.
Yeah, because they're all still in the house, yeah?
They are in holding cells, which, I mean, this place isn't huge, so it's not going to take long to get there, but you would have to leave the actual house.
Then, yeah, because I'm sure Collier would have paid attention to where they took them, especially because they're technically supposed to be working with one of them.
Right.
So that's where they are going to head.
Okay.
I think if since he sees them, Leong's just gonna go, Collier, are you going somewhere?
I'm a little peckish. Just gonna go grab a bite.
Oh, cool. Okay. He turns around and goes
Don't
back
tell
to sleep.
Alivor. I would like to eat all of it myself.
Okay. And he goes back to bed.
All right. Easy as that. So you can
Continues sneaking. Like
And then it just pans over to Rosalba, and she's got like a sleeping mask on, like the little tassel earplugs put in perfectly on her back.
Do all of your snakes also have tiny little sleeping?
Yeah, they've got like little bonnets or like the little curler.
I love that.
Oh my god, yeah. I was gonna say I love the idea of like those curlers being like nests.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
They're all
You,
just
like,
kind of,
put them in their
pinned up very sweetly, snoozing away.
No more.
Yep. So yeah, you can go ahead and get your food, Collier, and you can go ahead and grab what you are trying to get. And we'll, again, everyone, if you haven't done your long rest, if you can go ahead and take care of that. And the next morning, you all wake up, probably some of you more excited than others, to the smell of what sounds like or smells like some fresh bread having been made in the morning. And you can hear like some bubbling coming from the kitchen.
Go.
You know the sound that Leong heard at night when the door
Yes.
closed, like just real like that, but like 10 billion times louder happens. Just like, bam! I am rushing down the
Mm.
stairs.
All right, so you all easily hear Alvor running through the hall, and you're the first one to get there. Is to see that there has been a rather large spread about the kitchen table, and I presume are the rest of you going to probably maybe a little bit less excitedly head down to breakfast first, or are you going to get ready first?
No, Liang hears Alivor like slam the door open. He bolts out of bed and like he jumps out of bed and follows like max speed.
Okay.
Because
We're
people
racing.
running, and you're just like, well, I guess we running.
Because he can, yeah. He knows what happens when you leave Alivor in a room with food, and he wants breakfast.
He wants-
Do you guys want breakfast or not?
Yeah.
Hurry
Colin,
up.
as always, Colin's already there.
Okay. Yeah, so Collier, you also are up and ready first pretty early in the morning, and you are there as Gertie is also tuning his instrument as he does.
It's the equivalent of giving a belly rub. Him tuning his it is the equivalent of just
I mean, yeah,
going,
makes total
giving
sense
it
to
a belly rub. Other than well, the breakfast spread is probably real good, but so when Oliver comes in, it's like breakfast. I'm like, took you long enough.
How
If Leon catches up
here?
with Alivor, he's gonna body check Alivor out of the way.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let you.
Yeah, go ahead.
buddy.
Leon, you
Try
can
me.
roll
I'm gonna fucking shoulder
an
check you down the
athletics check
stairs.
versus an acrobatics check from Alivor.
God.
Oh, I thought this was a strength check. This is worse.
Oh, I
for
mean, do you want to like
I'm
try to
so
push
sorry.
against him
No,
too, or are you trying to get out of the way?
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to push against him, but my acrobatics is so good.
I mean, if you want to push against him, just the athletics check would be great.
Listen,
Go
you
ahead.
have a good chance of beating me either way.
I don't have a good chance of doing anything with strength, man. Don't worry.
Yeah, we'll go contest the athletics thing because it'll be more fun.
I'm gonna push you down the stairs. Try me. Fuck! One of them was a 20!
All right, Leon, go ahead and roll athletics.
Try
roll.
me. Get higher than a 5, loser.
That was a 11.
Be like,
That's
yeah,
not.
it'd be like a 15.
Yeah, all right. So, Leon, you are able to catch up to Alivor, and as you do so, you just kind of push him out of the way, and Alivor, you try pushing, kind of steadying yourself, hearing him running behind you, and he does actually shove you out of the way as you guys are heading to the breakfast spread.
I will remember this.
So, as you can see, there is a pretty small feast that Collar has already been eating a bit out of. There are a few baskets with that appear to be filled with some steamed buns, still kind of inside their wooden steamers. There are plates on each chair set up for each one of you that have some rice noodles and some green onions covered in what looks like some cooked beef of some sort. There are small
you were
bowls
saying the
next to
best
each
right
of your
now.
plates with some rice porridge topped with some chopped peanuts and sesame seeds on top of them. There are also 2 plates that are stacked to a small height with some very thin pancakes that are close enough to all the seeds that anyone can grab them from whichever side you are on. They have some green onion sprinkled on top.
The rest
And
of the
as-
section is just you describing food.
Yes.
You know-
this is food. This is food from Leon's childhood, and also, after he checks Alivor out of the way, he's gonna stop directly in front of the kitchen, line of sight. He's gonna like compose himself and walk in very calmly. Oh, food.
Understandable. And you see Shiran also approaching with a teapot that he's holding by the handle as he goes, a few of you are up earlier than I expected. I would like to apologize once more. I have one more thing that I need to finish up. Leon, actually, might I ask you a favor?
yes.
Would you mind pouring this tea for everyone? I
Oh,
brought out some of my favorite green tea.
of course.
I come crawling into the kitchen.
Alivor, what took you so long?
I don't want to fucking hear it.
Tea?
Yes.
I slowly get up, defeated.
How did
And
you get here?
I point at at Kellier.
Oh, how I got down here so early? It's bold of you to assume I slept.
You shoulda.
They totally did, but you don't need to know that.
That's true.
Did they
Yeah.
sleep in the living room? Yes. Was it so they could do this? Yes.
Yes.
Y'all are doing this just to spite me, and it's hurting my
Yes,
feelings.
absolutely.
Collier's goal is to spite everybody.
You all
Run
see,
on spite.
yeah, Beetal is coming from behind a little bit later than some of you, as you see that Shiron is finishing up what looks to be some sort of fried pancake that he has working on with. Let's see, they have some scallions and some sweet soybean paste and chili sauce kind of wrapped into the center of them.
I stand over as far as my head can get, just as he's frying it, looking expectantly.
And he says, yes, if you'll give me just a moment, I will finish this up shortly. I expected a few of you to sleep in later, so I started breakfast later than I might have otherwise.
We have to be vigilant if we want any type of sustenance here from the living room.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I bet you don't. You owe me so many tarts.
And you'll get them eventually.
After Leon pours the tea, and he's gonna pour like everyone a cup, so I guess that'd be 7 cups.
Yeah, 7 people.
Yes.
He's just gonna put a cup in front of every seat. He's gonna grab a scallion pancake, kind of pop it in his like take a bite, like walk into the kitchen. Would you like any help preparing breakfast?
No, thank you. The tea is just fine. I am almost done here. I am rather used to cooking large amounts when need be.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you for your hospitality.
You are most welcome, and I hope you find everything to your enjoyment.
Oh, wonderful, thank you.
As he's making the fried thing in the pan, I pat him on the back and say,
Thanks for the fruit last night. It was wonderful.
and I walk away.
And he smiles at that and says, that would explain where it all went, but you are welcome, however.
There's a lot of peels in my room.
You're picking those up.
Me?
Yes,
Why?
because you put them there.
Nature put them there.
Nature did not put them there.
But don't talk about this with me now. It's too early.
It's not. We're gonna talk about a lot of stuff early. I have news. I have
Do you?
info.
What info
I have
did you get?
backaches.
What info did you get that we weren't there to see?
That's the equivalent of asking Leon what visions he has when you weren't there to hear them.
But the
You
thing
know
is,
that,
you
right?
you don't have visions.
I don't have visions.
He doesn't have visions.
You're right. You don't. You more so have a peephole to the future.
No, yes, I do have that. Oh, was this a late night snack endeavor?
No, that was mine.
Yes.
Hmm.
Like they both look down at each
We
other.
both
after,
say yes.
As Spider-Man just...
Well, while I went out for my snack, I did find out some things. And they're gonna like lean in and go, they're gonna like relay the information that there are imposters to the people that were taken. And they kind of look over at you, Leon, like not accusatory or anything like that, but they look over at you and they go, and one of them apparently is a very good talker, and we might need you to calm people.
Oh,
You're very good crowd control when you want to be. I don't think my version of that is available.
Thank you.
Is Rosalba down here yet, by the way?
No, but
No.
she does come down rubbing her
I hid
eyes.
a plate for you.
She's
I
got a
hidden the
full
plate for
face.
you.
She's all fully dressed. Like, she's very prepared, but she's... Well, I intended to sleep at least another hour, but apparently you'll insist on being as loud as possible, so...
Oh, it should remind you of home. And you know that.
It's not that I insist to, it's that I really, really need to.
She is going to head into the kitchen. Is there like a selection of fruits and veg there?
No, because
just vegetables.
She ate it all. She ate it all.
No,
Ooh,
there
should've
there
got down a
are
little earlier.
there is still some like slices of apples and oranges, and there are some just actual like regular fruit. Like he hasn't prepared them. Like he has some prepared fruit on the table, but he also has like some apples and oranges, and he has like some mostly like kind of salady rather than like just regular vegetables. But he does also have some eggplants and some zucchini and some celery on the side as well.
Perfect.
Oh, and Rosalba, if you would like some orange rind, there's some in my room.
You're picking those up too.
What?
Yes, I don't. Well, I would hope you would suspect that a village like this would not employ maid services, so you should be a courteous guest and pick up after yourself. I grab a celery stalk and a lemon.
when Wazabla comes to sit down, I
And yes, she eats the lemon. Like an
you
orange.
bite it like an apple.
Yeah, absolutely.
Skin on and all.
No, not skin on. She peels
Thank
it,
you.
but she
Skin
eats
on,
the
just-
lemon slices. It does not bother
I pass her a cup of tea.
her. Thank you, darling. So, you said news.
Yes. We are going to need the talkers here, which is all of us. There are imposters. Everybody who was taken has been replaced, and the leader. And they actually do like. It like plays on the fact that they said I didn't really sleep. That they just kind of stare off for a second and they go, "Alasa." They apparently can like. They'll be able to convince people to believe them more than they believe us. So it's a good thing that we're gonna go get those statues today, but we need to be careful who we send.
Well, here's the thing. Put yourself in the person's shoes.
Which person?
Imagine
the imposter
someone-
or the statue?
No, not the imposter. The people who have been waiting for their loved ones to return. Imagine your loved one has gone missing, and then they come back, and then someone goes up and tells you, "Hey, yeah, this guy's not real." Would I believe that? I'd be too overwhelmed with emotions to think, "Oh, this guy who looks, talks, acts, and everything like the person I missed is back." I'm not going to believe these people who just said, "Hey, that person's fake and the real one's stone."
We have very different reactions. Mine would be overwhelming anger and a lot of punching. But at the person who's
It would be
pretending to
not-
be the person that I miss.
I just don't know if I'd believe the person who told me that.
That's fair. I mean, I could always become something else.
That's because
That's
you don't have
true.
magic at your arsenal. I just kind of click my fingers. I've got my amulet, little spark of magic.
Well,
And I
Hmm.
flip my knife around and I do some cool tricks.
I just want Rosalba and Collier just be
Knives
like,
are quite intimidating, but not so
high-five
intimidating when
each
it
other.
comes from
They're just-
a man of your stature.
What is that supposed to mean?
Your meat is short.
And I think
I
next,
look
next
up,
to the
like-
shins aren't as impressive as next to the juggler.
well,
They hurt real bad though.
back to the
Perfect.
point at hand.
love
I
Fine.
do have to agree with Alivor.
Wow.
I know. A cold
Okay.
day indeed.
It's a very cold day.
But
But that's why I said you are very good crowd control. Who else would they believe other than what did you say that night we met? The night is full of alcohol and cake when I first met you.
That was a good
Soothsayer,
night.
I think.
oh yes, soothsayer, seer, farseer. Well,
Why wouldn't you
he's-
believe a seer?
He says the sooth.
yes. Well, I do think that
Magics can go against theirs.
I unfortunately have some training from the courts at hand, but unfortunately my magics lie often in truth and not preferred truths.
Exactly.
I can see as much reality as I'd like, but I can only do so much in convincing people to accept that reality. If there's one thing that I had to learn quickest of all at my time uh, over in Marian is many people don't like hearing things they don't want to hear, and oftentimes they do not accept the truth.
Well, would it work if we didn't tell them yet? When they got here, then how
Then
can they
they'd be
deny what they're looking at?
Then they'd be stuck with somebody who looks, talks, and acts exactly like that person that's missing.
Yes.
So what do we
exactly
do
to
with
their
them
plan.
after that?
Yeah, but exactly to their plan, though. They won't do anything suspicious or out of the ordinary except pretend to be the people they are. That way they don't get in our way. We bring the statues as proof before we call them out. That way they can't deny it. How can you deny the truth? How can you deny it? And then they point to Leon, the truth. Whether you're upset or not means nothing. It's the truth.
It is. I mean, I do think that providing physical evidence will be much more effective than just confronting them.
He kind of looks to Rosalba. What do you think?
Usually, persuasion is the better means of getting your point across. But we have ways of convincing them if they are not otherwise convinced.
Do you know if these imposters have been deployed yet?
Well, we
The
only
only way
searched
for us
yesterday
to
and they
know
weren't
that
there.
is- yeah, the only way to know. We're supposed to go to the boat today. I can only think that as that happens, the imposters would take their place.
Well, I think perhaps what we might want to do is we might want to speak with the parents of our kidnapped victims to inform them, at least try to inform them of what they might want to expect in the future.
If we
And
tell
how-
them now that there will be doppelgangers coming in and we have found the people,
Do we know a way
they might be a bit more
Mhm.
Ideally, the
willing to
doppelgangers won't
accept.
arrive. We should probably at least aim to stop them before they actually get here.
But if we can't, we might as well prepare their parents for the truth rather than
Exactly.
a nice fiction. And I do think we have the added benefit of Shiran with us. He does essentially run this town. It might be nice to have him in this discussion. Is he still cooking, Shiran?
He is still cooking, yes.
I just I get up kind of, Shiran,
Yes.
have you spoken to the parents of the kidnappees yet?
No, kind of chuckle at this. Like, yes, as a matter of fact. It appears that everyone has returned over the night.
Oh, so I see. Well,
It's
Looks like
the
we've
little
got
sister.
a little bit of an issue.
oh,
it's the little sister.
oh,
Think about it. And they look to Rosalba and they go, how much dirt does your brother have on you?
Which one?
Exactly. Things your parents don't even know. Things I'm not supposed to know, but I totally do. And they look at you like, ha ha ha. But the thing is, the imposters wouldn't know any of that stuff. So if the little sister doesn't recognize her brother, the parents have to believe that that's not him, which calls them to question all the other ones that returned. So we say nothing. But one of us needs to go talk to the little girl. I can go and kind of see what everybody's doing and then come back. And they look to Leon, maybe you could go because you could be a tad bit more, and they flip their hair when they say they gotta go incognito.
all right. I
Only if we all agree.
So what do we do about the other 2 imposters?
Oh, they think they're doing a wonderful job, and that's where we want them to be.
Well, the one lives alone, so it doesn't really matter, and the other.
That is true. I guess we'll go talk with that little girl and hopefully see what that meeting is about.
So does that mean you and me have a play date, Oliver?
I guess you could call it that.
Oh, Alivor,
Yes.
before you can go play with your little friend.
Big friend, I'm like very small.
Mhm. I'm going to need you to clean your room, Alivor.
Oh.
That is true.
Oh, we're doing this, huh?
Yeah, we are.
We're doing this.
They hand you a basket.
We're about to
There you
go and murder. We're about to go uncover some mysteries with doppelgangers and stuff.
Wait.
And you want me to clean my room like I'm a toddler?
I'm very impressed if a
Okay, I'll
toddler
be
can
back in
clean
just
their
like
room,
10
first
minutes.
and foremost. I know, toddlers. That is not happening.
Just
Second
give
of all,
me like 10 minutes. It'll be fine.
you cannot shove it all under your bed. I'm coming with you. Let's go. I helped
Give
raise
me
her siblings.
13 minutes.
I know all the tricks, you little.
All right.
Can I go up and clean my room? Do I roll for clean room?
No,
Yes.
it's okay.
How much of a travel was
I'm gonna do it.
18.
I cleaned the hell out of
statues,
that
by the way?
room.
Ooh.
It was probably around an hour or so to get to that cave. But as we have Alivor doing an exquisite job cleaning the room, we'll take a little break there to allow Alivor enough time to refuel after his cleanup. So everyone else can also get their own snacks and refreshments for doing such a great job watching us. And please check out our affiliate links and our tip bar beneath the stream if you want to support us. And we'll see you in a few. Thank you so much for watching.